Well, hello everyone. Week 6 is now done. Week 6 was the week I was afraid was going to happen, and sure enough, it did. Niners lose 28-14 against the Falcons. A decimated defense certainly did not contribute to anything, along with an offense that stalled in the second half. Some positives. We'll start with that because we got to be positive here. At least in the first half, the offense did fine. Jimmy G had an okay game, 29 for 41, 296 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Both interceptions, one was garbage time in the first half, 8 seconds to go, just chucking it down the field, trying to get something out of it. It is what it is. Second interception, forced a high pass. Debo tipped it. Defender was right on Debo though, so it got tipped. I think the defender tipped it. Got tipped though, interception. Okay, fine. Can you play a better game? Sure. But overall, I think Jimmy slung the ball best he could today. Or not today, Sunday, but semantics. Running game was absolutely atrocious this week after back-to-back 100-yard rushing weeks. Jeff Wilson, only 25 yards on 7 carries. Fumble loss that wound up being a recovery by the Falcons for 6 points the other way. Because Jimmy had a good game receiving, it was a decent day in receiving. Kittle and Ayuk both got 8 catches for 83 yards. Ayuk had both touchdowns on the day. Looked good there. Debo 7 for 79, and even Juice got involved there, 4 for 33. Biggest killer, I think, though, it's got to be those drop passes. I know there were a few that happened. The biggest one, though, was definitely, I think, Werner. I think he's the third string tight end behind Dwelly. And it just good passes, they just got dropped. And if those balls get caught, it's probably points, or at least the drive continues. The other big one was Kittle and Garoppolo not having a communication. He's making a cut across the end zone. Jimmy's telling him to go deep. I guess it was they just didn't see it. Kittle didn't see the signal call. So as a result, that play wound up dead there when it would have been, easily would have been 6 points. As for the defense, like I mentioned, it was just they're depleted beyond all belief. Losing Mosley the other week, Bosa out this week, Armstead, both wards, Tafunga now is in concussion protocol. They might get good again at defense. Of course, this is the same thing every year that every Niners fan has to realize is how many injuries are we going to have, because that's all it is. As a result, because the defense was so depleted, Mariota had a field day, 13 of 14, only 129 yards, but 2 touchdowns, no interceptions there. They even got so far as they had 4 fake handoffs during the game. 3 of them were really good, actually. The Niners got fooled on 3 of them. I think 1 resulted in a touchdown that Mariota ran in himself. The last one they finally picked up on, but of course it was like in the 4th quarter or something like that, so it really didn't matter at that point because the offense put up no points in the second half. But it is what it is. You got to take your beatings. You got and take the lows with the highs. Plus side, though, is hopefully most of these defenders are coming back, and we definitely need them to be. Kansas City next week just came off a loss from Buffalo. We all know Mahomes is probably going to have, and that whole team is going to have something lit under them. And it's luckily it's at Levi's, so I guess that's better. Maybe they have a better chance. Looking ahead, though, elsewhere for the division, Rams win this week, played the lowly Panthers. Niners did work on them last week. It was no surprise. Seahawks played the Cardinals, so fortunately one team lost there and put them a little bit behind now in the race. Seattle wins, Cardinals lose. Top 3 teams now have 3-3 records. Niners still hold first place, though, because of those division wins against the Rams and the Seahawks. And that's going to be a big factor coming down to it, because at this point, with the way the NFC is shaping up, only one team's coming out of the West. I do not see 2 teams for a wild card here. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be 3 teams out of the East right now with the way it's looking. 1 team out of the South. I think the Packers will fix themselves to be able to get a wild card spot, because I think the Vikings are going to win the North. So that's going to leave one team here out of the West there. So they just got that division record is going to be ultra important this season, more so than others. Hopefully they can at least get 5 wins, and if you're going to get 5 wins, that only loss should be against the Cardinals. But at the end of the day, it's going to have to be what they're going to have to do. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully next week is a much better result. but we'll have to wait and see. Catch you later.